Hello and welcome to my first haul of the year for 2025, and I've got a sci-fi box and an art book and some BL. So yeah, I didn't do a December haul because these two volumes are all I bought in December, so I decided just to include them in the January haul. So yeah, let's get on with it. So first up, the art book I picked up is the My Happy Marriage art book this is the English version from Square Enix, and it's hardcover. So it has like a dust jacket, and under the dust jacket we have images on the front and back. It's a very nice art book. It's art from the manga adaptation of My Happy Marriage, not the light novel or the anime, which takes its art from the light novel. So yes, there's some nice pieces in here. I wasn't expecting it to be hardback, but it's definitely a bonus. I think the Japanese version is a paperback. Yeah, it's a very nice art book, and Square Enix did a good job in releasing it. So yeah, that's the art book. It's the cover is very nice as well. It's very nice. Next up, the 2 BL which I bought last year in December are from Vinted, and that is Dash and Playboy Blues, and I picked both of these up due to the author. Dash is by Isaku Natsume, who did Candy Color Paradox, and I really like Candy Color Paradox, which is why I picked up Dash. This is like, it contains two different stories, one about two high school boys in the judo club, and another one about a guy and his cousin. Obviously the judo club story was the better of the two. Yeah, I have read this one. It was decent. And then Playboy Blues is by the author of Punch Up. In fact, this takes place in the same world as Punch Up. This was the original story that Punch Up is a spin-off of. So yeah. But the weird thing about this one is, is that it only contains the story starting from chapter 2. Where's you got chapter 2, 3 and 4, and then some side stories. Chapter 1 was originally published as a one-shot in the back of another volume by this author, which was never published in English. So we never got the first chapter in English, and then we never got past volume 1 in English either. So yeah, I had to look up the first chapter online in order to be able to read it, so I could read this, which is kind of weird to publish your first chapter in a separate volume. But anyway, I've read this one too. It was not very good, and it'll probably be leaving the collection. But yeah, that's the 2 BL I got from Vinted. They were both like £5 each. So like, they were under retail, but I think these two are both out of print. Anyway, now let's get into what I bought in January at Sci-Fi. It just arrived yesterday, so I decided to do the haul today. Here is the pile of bookmarks as per usual. And these are the 2 new ones from the set that I hadn't got. I think these are new, I haven't seen them before. But they're both purple. We've got like some code. And then we got like spaceships and planets and stuff. But yeah, they're both very purple. It's a nice colour purple, this. So yeah, I haven't got those 2. I have got the rest. So yeah, let's get into the box and the manga. So first up, this is like this first pile. I already opened the box and gone through everything and put it into like piles and stuff. This first pile is Roger Trim 7 Seas manga. So this first one is Hotete First Kiss by Koko Uzuki. This is the author of Fallen of False Angels, which is going to be coming out in print from Kodansha later this year. I think February or March. And this is a collection of 4 short stories by her. I think these were written before she started for North False Angels, but it contains a story called Special Occasions, Maybe and Maybe, Double Glasses, and For of Me, For of You. So yeah, it's 4 different first stories about first kisses, I think. But yeah, it sounded cute. I've heard good things about it, and it's by an author that I'm interested in reading her other series. So yeah, the art's nice. Obviously, I haven't read anything in this box because it only just arrived yesterday. Yeah, there's that one. Put you over there. Next, I have Yunoi Tsukihiko's Happy Hell, and I didn't know this was licensed. It was licensed in one of 7C's Wonderful Wednesday events, and I usually see them all because I usually forget about them halfway through the week and then remember and then forget and then suddenly go on Twitter and there they are. But I must have forgot to remember that this one happened because I don't remember ever seeing this license. What? What did you do? Did you aggravate your foot? He cut his foot on the ice the other day, and it's a bit sore. He's a good boy. So yeah, I don't know. I don't see the license Wonderful Wednesday for this one, so I didn't know it'd be licensed until I started seeing people talking about it online, and I was like, when was this licensed? I don't remember seeing this licensed. So yeah, I did go scroll back through 7C's Wonderful Wednesdays, and there it was. So yeah, I was kind of late in picking it up because I didn't know it was a thing. But yeah, this is, I think, a josei. I think it's a josei. It might be a shoujo, but I think it's a josei. And it's about this woman she worked for a sweet company. In order to save her family's farm, she has to marry this guy who works for a food holding company. And he doesn't believe in love, he just wants a marriage of convenience, but she's like, I can't marry someone I don't love because she's already in love with somebody else. But they have to get married because of the sake of the farm. You know, like, can they, like, fall for each other and stuff like that? Yeah. It sounded good. And I think it's josei. But I could be wrong. Next, I have Reliving My Life with a Boyfriend Who Doesn't Remember Me, Volume 2. Volume 1 was one of my favourite reads of last year. I really loved it, and so definitely had to pick up the second one. We follow a girl who's in a relationship with this guy, Oriana and Vincent, and they go to a magic school in, like, where they run, like, wizardry and stuff and, like, magecraft. Like, an incident happens in which he is killed or he dies. She doesn't know yet. She's kind of trying to figure that out, but she gets sent back in time to when she's, I think, 6, and she has to relive her life, and she re-enters the school to meet him again, thinking that he's gonna remember as well, but he doesn't. She's the only one who has memories of their past lives. So she, like, is trying to, like, figure out what caused his death, whether it was an accident, whether it was on purpose, or also trying to make him fall for her all over again. Like, Volume 1 was very good. It is based off a light novel. I think the light novel is digital in English, but not physical. I think it has 2 volumes so far. But yeah, I absolutely loved the first volume, and the artwork's very nice as well. And I'm looking forward to reading the second one. Next, I have volumes 3 and 4 of Revenge Mrs. Wrong. This is the complete 4's the final volume. This is a steamship josei series about 2 sisters basically fighting each other over this guy. So they're twins, and one sister is engaged to this guy, but she doesn't really want to marry him. She's kind of a serial cheat her, and she's going around and she's having sex with like loads of other guys. So she's asked her twin sister to pretend to be her and go to like the marriage meeting in her stead. And her sister like falls instantly in love with this guy, so she decides to continue pretending to be her and going out with him. And obviously the sister's not happy that she's trying to take over her life, so now they're like plotting against each other and they're doing increasingly horrible things to each other. And it's very toxic. And yeah. This guy has no idea that they're two different people. He just thinks that she suddenly got way better at sex. So he's kind of caught up in these two sisters like fighting against each other over like who gets him and stuff like that, and it's very dramatic, very toxic, but it's a messy time, and I'm here for it, and I like the drama, and I want to see where it goes. So yeah, these are the final two volumes, but I wouldn't recommend this to everyone, especially if you don't like very messy, toxic, drama-filled series, because that's what this is. It's not that much smut, at least not in the first two volumes, and then again, even the smut that was, it wasn't like good smut, because it's like assault and stuff. Like they're tricking this guy. He thinks he's having sex with one woman, but he's actually like having sex with another woman. Yeah. So yeah, it's all over the place. It's messy, it's toxic, and I'm here for it. I'm definitely excited to see how it ends. And it's only 4 volumes. There we go. The next one is also smart. It's another steamship. This is Guilty Smile. The art on this one's very, very nice. I think this one's about revenge. I'm not sure. Something to do with him trying to get revenge on her by making her his like servant, by like binding her to him or something like that. I like the cover. When Princess Reira's kingdom falls, she has one final duty to act as a body double for her twin sister and face death at the hands of the rebel reader, Prince Carafa, who just happens to be her first love. Princess Reira's ruse to deceive the prince by impersonating her sister works, but it turns out he has other plans for her, seeking revenge on the princess who imprisoned and tormented him. Carafa puts a curse on Reira that forces her to submit to his every whim. Can she endure the grudge of a man she once loved in order to protect her sister, or will she accept her role as a doll that lives only to serve him? Obviously, he wanted revenge against her sister, and she's taken her place. Kind of like in the other one, but that one... yeah. Similar about the two sisters swapping places. It's similar. Revenge as well. He thinks he's getting revenge against the sister, but he's actually doing it to her sister. But yeah, sounds interesting. And the art is very nice. We'll see how it is. Next. This is Hatsukoi Note. This is a BL series. I think this one's mature. It was plastic wrapped. I did go through and remove all of the plastic wraps. Although strangely, Revenge Missions 1, 3 and 4 weren't plastic wrapped. But there is nipple. So this is a BL. It's volume 1. There's no such thing as a simple crush. Joya, a high school boy whose heart has never known romance, comes across an internet diary filled with wistful whispers of love towards the writer's same-sex crush. A photo posted to the page provides a hint as to the blog's owner, Subane, a fellow classmate known for being a lone wolf. Shoya realizes that his friend Ryu was the object of the diary writer's affection, so he attempts to play matchmaker, but will his own feelings take him in the process. So he discovers a blog that belongs to a classmate, and the classmate's in love with his friend, so he's trying to like get them together, but obviously he's gonna fall in love in the process, probably. I like the cover of this one. I thought the art was nice, and the back. I only picked up like 1 BL last month, but I picked up quite a few this month. And the last one in the Oversized 7Cs pile is Wet Dream Aquarian. This one sounded very funny. I think they're in college, or possibly high school. I think it's college though, and he suddenly started having wet dreams that involve fish touching him. And he's like, why? And then he like befriends the guy from the aquarium club, and then he starts to appear in his wet fishy dreams as well. And then he takes him to like an aquarium, and he like gets hard, and they kind of like, because of the dreams, I think he's kind of starting to like him. But yeah, this one sounded like a good time. It sounded really funny. I like when it said, these dreams include someone staring at him during my filthy fish time. Yeah, he's getting stared at during his filthy fish time. Was it like octopuses and eels and stuff? I don't know. I'll have to read it. It just sounded funny. Anyway, this next pile is oversized volumes that are not 70s. So the first one is Insomniac After School Volume 6. I really like the series. It's like Size of Life with some romance, and yeah, it's quite cute. Quite a chill series, just them taking pictures of the stars and like being unable to sleep in the observatory. And there's a cat. And there's, yeah, it's good. Next, I got volumes 6 and 7 of Boys Abyss. I picked up 2 because there was 2 out, and also these don't take me long to read, so I can get through them very fast. But yeah, Boys Abyss is like a messed up drama with everyone's horrible. This boy is like stuck in a terrible place, and his friend too, and everyone's just been increasingly horrible, and then you find out something about someone else and you realise they're horrible too, and yeah, that's what this series is, and I enjoy it. It's a good messy drama where everyone's a twat. Next, Nina the Story Bride Volume 6. I've just got done watching the anime for this, which ends at Volume 6, so I've already know what happens in this volume. It's Volume 7 will be this first one past the anime, but yeah, I just watched this volume content in the anime today, actually. Yeah, we got set and it's all on the cover, so yeah, I do know what's going to happen in this one from the anime, but yeah, it's a good series. I enjoy Nina. And next, Gazing at the Star Next Door Volume 3. This is a high school romance between childhood friends where one of them is an aspiring. I'm pretty sure I said that last time I talked about this series. He's an aspiring actor. He's not going out on a date. He's not aspiring. He's aspiring. He's an aspiring actor, and she's his childhood friend, and like she has feelings for him. She has since she was little, but she can't really voice these feelings because he is so famous now, and yeah, it's a good one. Next is the only light novel of the haul, and that is Festival of Herosis. I'm pretty sure this is a horror, which is why I picked it up. Something to do with the supernatural. I don't think it has any pictures. I think this one's getting a manga adaptation as well. There's a reason Emi Shimamoto can't find a job for as long as she can remember. She's been unable to tell the living from the dead, and spirits have tormented her wherever she goes. Resigned to yet another failure, Emi attends an interview with Moria Foods, only to find herself strangely attracted to its young president, Jan. Though it doesn't take Emi long to realise that something is off with both Jan and Moria. She's far too smitten to care. Meanwhile, Emi's brother grows worried over his sister's change in behaviour and pays a visit to the investigation agency that specialises in supernatural phenomena. What follows is a journey into the dark depths of cults, family, and the paranormal. Yeah, I mainly picked it up because of horror, and I like horror. And the cover was nice, and it's got the supernatural elements to it as well. Who knows when I'll actually get around to reading it. Most likely the manga would have come out and I would have read the manga before I even touched this. Because I'm that slow when it comes to light novels. But yeah, I picked it up because it's horror. This next one is also a horror. And that is the Summer Hikaru Died, Volume 4. Yeah, creepy, atmospheric, atmospheric, creepy, atmospheric, I can't say it. It's a atmospheric horror in a small town with like Lovecraftian vibes to it. It's good. And this is Volume 4, and this is getting an anime this year, which I'm looking forward to reading. Okay, next is a new shoujo series called Ruikori. That Person Has a Dream by Yu Morikawa. This it's published in the same magazine as Eccentric Doctor of the Moonflower Kingdom and My Gemini and the Tengu one. I can't remember its name, but it has Tengu in the title. Pretty sure this is like a fantasy sort of series about this boy and dreams. What they do with dreams, but the artwork is very nice. It's very nice artwork in this one. Yeah, it's... That person can't remember his life before waking up and doesn't recognise the world he has woken to. How long was he asleep? Was it 50 years or 100? 1,000? The only certainty is a world devoid of people except Claude, the 500-year-old magician who saved him. Claude is prone to grumpiness and sleeping whenever the chance presents itself, but he's still all that person has in this lonely place. Together they set off on a journey through the ruins of a land long forgotten, searching for any sign of life in the eerie quiet that remains. So it sounds kind of like a mystery with them. He wakes up in the future in a world only populated by this one guy, and then they go off together to try and find other people. Yet it sounds like it's quite mysterious, that it might be a bit dark and a bit like, yeah, it sounds interesting, and yeah, I wanted to give it a go. Next is Volume 2 of Friday at the Altaria. This is a seinen romance about an artist who asks this woman to be his nude model and covers her in fish and then paints her. The first one was certainly interesting and I enjoyed it, so I picked up the second one. Wonder how many more fishy antics are going to go on in this one. I just realised that's now 2 manga I have that involve nakedness and fish. It seems to be a theme for this month. Anyway, next one is the last one in this pile, and this is Hereditary Triangle. This one sounds like it's kind of like a mystery series. So there's these 2 boys who knew each other in like, I think high school they were best friends, or college. It just mentions they used to be best friends in their youth. And they were quite similar, even up to the point that they had a crush on the same girl. And then, like, 10 years later, he is now married to his childhood crush. And, like, his friends, he hasn't heard from him 10 years, and he's like, there's no traces of him. And he's now gone back to the town where they grew up to, like, try and find out what's going on with him. And it forces him to, like, look back through their memories and together and stuff. It sounded kind of like a mystery. Yeah, he just left one day and he's trying to find why and where he's gone, and yeah, it sounded good, like a bit of a mystery, something I would enjoy. And it's finished in this one omnibus, and it's a hardback, and it's like got a nice cover, and it just seems like a very nice release that I would want to give a read to. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to reading this one. I do like a mystery. And the final pile is like the smaller trim size manga and sublime size, smaller 7Cs, or like normal sized, and then some slightly odder sized stuff. It's everything else that wasn't in the bigger pile. So first is Taco's Treasure. This is from the author of Golden Sparkle and I Didn't Mean to Fall in Love. This is like, he meets him and he like comforts him, and then like a year later he's like he's moved to Tokyo from his hometown to try and find him again, but then he like doesn't seem all that interested or bothered, and yet I picked it up because I like the author's other works, and yeah, hopefully it'll be good. This next one is a bit of a different BL. This is Stigmata Rub Bites, and I'm pretty sure this is about priest detectives. The art style in this one is unique. It's kind of interesting, kind of simplistic. No, I cannot show that page. Let's find the one that I can show. Yeah, it's kind of more of like a simplistic and bit different art style, and the text boxes are all squares. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like they're police officers in a special investigations unit, and they're like looking for a murderer of one of them's ex-wife. But yeah, I think it's only 2 volumes and it sounded interesting. Next, there's another BL, and that is How to Repair a Broken Cup. This one is, I've had a flick through this one and I'm not going to open it because there's some quite explicit pages. This one is about a couple who have been together for 10 years and their like relationship is starting to like fizzle out a bit. And then he like breaks a cup and it sends him back into the body of his younger self. So I think he goes back in time like 10 years to when they first met, and he like has a chance to like rekindle their relationship. Yeah, I think it's just a one shot. It sounded interesting. Next, we have My Dear Detective, Mitsuko's Case Files. This is a seinen mystery series about the first female detective in Japan. I don't think she was a real person. I don't think it's based on any sort of like historical figures or anything like that. But yeah, it takes place in the 1920s and she's like the first female detective, and she like not getting a lot of work, and she teams up with this guy who I think is also a detective, and they just solve like cases together. So it's like kind of a detective mystery, and I've heard good things about this one, and I like mysteries, so I picked it up. Next, we got some more the Empress. This isn't. That was 70s. This is the Empress. Stomp Kick Love. I think this one's shoujo. It might be josei. I'm unsure. It's about a woman who after work always goes drinking in pubs, and this dude is her drinking buddy, but there's like nothing going on between them, or although people seem to think there is. But then one day she wakes up in his bed, and then it just seems to keep happening, and she might have to like confront the reality that there might actually be something between them after all. So I'm not sure whether it's shoujo or josei. I will have to check. But yeah, it sounded interesting. And I'll move the flap out the way. Next, Cheeky Brat Volume 11. I'm still continuing with Cheeky Brat. I enjoy it. It's like romance with some like basketball in there, and the couple remind me a bit of the dynamic from like Maid Sama a bit. Yeah, that's that one. I'm just gonna take the rest out of the box and put them over here. So next is Riker Butterfly 7. I really like this series by Sumo Ishita. It's very cute, very wholesome. I like the relationship. Like, neither of these characters are good at talking to each other, but yet the relationship still seems to be progressing quite nicely. And yeah, I really like this one. It's super cute. Wolfgirl and Black Prince Volume 8. Still continuing with it. I enjoy it. Then Queen's Quality 20, one of my favourite series ever. This is ending. It volume 25. Volume 25 will be the final volume, so there's 5 more volumes, and it's over. I think all but the final chapter are currently published, and that final chapter will be volume 25. But yeah, I'm looking forward to reading more and seeing the ending. I'm glad it didn't go on for too long. I think 25 volumes is a good amount. Yeah, looking forward to this volume and seeing what happens next. And only 5 more. Next, so at the end, 30. We've hit the 3-digit. No, we haven't got to volume 100 himself at the end. I don't think it'll get that far. We've hit the 30. So volume 30. I think there's 32, 31 out currently. But yeah, this one involves some dinosaurs from what I've seen. Still continuing to enjoy Self at the end. It's still one of my favourite shonens. And then we have the 2 volumes that are quite a bit of a different size. So, Tales of the Tendo Family Volume 3. I enjoyed the series. I like Volume 2 a bit more than Volume 1. But yeah, the guy in this is horrible, but I still like. It's got an interesting premise. Like, there's some stuff going on that like I would like to find out the answers to. I'm still very intrigued about the man who raised her. Although I don't know if we'll ever find out more about him or who he actually was. But yeah, his family's interesting. There's definitely something going on there, and looking forward to finding more out about that too. And then Usatoki Rhetoric Volume 8. I think 9 and 10 are both out, and then 10 is like the last one. So I just picked up 8 for now, and I think next time I do a haul, I'll probably grab 9 and 10 to finish off the series. Yeah, it's a shoujo mystery series. Takes place in the past. I don't know what era. And it's kind of like maybe a similar time period to My Dear Detective, or maybe not. I don't know, I'm bad with time periods. But yeah, it takes place in like the past. And these 2 are solving cases together, and he lies. So she's like working with the detective to solve cases. And that is it. That is the whole haul on these. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you for another one next month. And yeah, bye bye, and bye from Rowan, who is over there.